So when I was growing up, I was a wrestler in high school, and then I also wrestled at Boise State. And it's funny because I had some of my wrestling friends went to chiropractors, and I never did. I always heard that like when you start going, that basically they make you keep coming back for forever, and I didn't want to do that. And so I always had kind of a negative connotation of chiropractic work, and I didn't really believe in it at all. Then fast forward a few years in my company, I had a chance to work with some amazing people. In fact, had a chance to work with Tony Robbins. And Tony invited me out to Fiji to go speak at one of his business mastery events. And what was cool is I was out there and we were doing our thing and everything. Back behind stage, Tony had a chiropractic table. And between each of his sessions, he'd go back there and he had a traveling chiropractor go with him and would adjust him between each thing. And I remember thinking, like, that's so weird. And I asked him, I was like, so why do you do that? Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the benefit? And he looked at me straight in the eye and said, you don't understand the importance of chiropractic, what they do, right? I'm like, I don't even know. I don't get it. And he explained to me like the importance of being aligned and keeping things straight, and not only how it helps you physically, like to get out of pain, but also how it helps you from all other sorts of standpoints to be able to function, to be able to work at a high level, to be able to do a whole bunch of cool things. I'm looking at this guy who's one of the most amazing men on earth, who's helped transform hundreds of millions of people's lives. And the one thing he travels with is with a chiropractor. And I remember thinking, okay, well, I got to try it out. I've never done that before. And so when I came back to the States, I was here in Boise, and one of my friends, Dr. Woolner, was a chiropractor. I never had called him or used him. I didn't really think much of it. And I called him. I said, I want you to come adjust me. I've never had that happen before. I'm curious how it works. And I remember he came over and he was doing it, and he was just like, wow. He's like, this rib's out of place, and this, and all these things. And I was like, are you serious? Like, I never knew that was. Anyway, he starts popping, starts aligning and putting all these things back together. And I remember, like, I never felt, for me, it wasn't like I was going because of pain. Like, I felt good, but I didn't realize what feeling great can be like. They've said before that good is the enemy to great, and I realize that now. And so I started going regularly to Dr. Woolner to get him to adjust me, to help me to feel great. And then a little while later, fast forward maybe 6 months or so, one day I was driving home, and I looked in my rearview mirror, and there was a guy coming at me, and I had stopped at a light, and all of a sudden I got smashed from behind, and just, whiplash and everything all together. And I was, first time in my life, like legitimately in pain. And at the same time, I had Dr. Woolner luckily. I called him up and I said, look, I'm in pain this time. Like, this isn't just about performing at a top level. This is about getting me back to a state where I can perform. And so he started coming in and adjusting me, getting me back, and in a very short period of time, got me back to the level I needed to be at to perform. And in my company, we're working at a high level. We've got 3 companies. We're doing a lot of things consistently. And for me to be out for a day or even half a day, it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so it's important for me to always be able to be in peak state and be able to be aligned in a way. And the person that I choose is Dr. Woolner. And it's funny, I choose him for a lot of reasons. One of them is I think he's someone who for sure I think is the best in the valley, and maybe one of the best in the country. I literally, on my drive from my office to his office, I think I passed 7 or 8 different chiropractic clinics, and I always makes me smile thinking, I'm passing these people because I could have stopped at any one of these things, but Dr. Woolner's different. He understands me, he understands what it takes to get someone to peak level of performance, and that's why I go to him. My name is Russell Brunson, and I'm a wrestler, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a patient of Dr. Woolner's at Align Chiropractic.